class, interfaces, abstract classes, method overloading, overriding rules, polymorphism, constructors, loopings, decision-making statements, single-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, user-defined array, if conditions, okay, switch cases, decision-making statements, loopings, scanner classes, variable types, data types and its default values, typecast, Java inheritance, access, non-access modifiers, okay na? Strings, Java strings, debugging, exception handling, collections, file systems, all these concepts will be covered. What are the concepts I have delivered right now? Each and every concepts we are uh, will be having the knowledge on it. So after completion of this Java only, we'll go with the Selenium, because what to do, when to do, how to do. If you don't know the concepts of core Java, how can you build that? So here banner, it was clearly saying that what you do with that power is entirely up to you. The power is nothing but the program knowledge. Whatever the program you selected to build your Selenium automation scripts on that program, core OOPS concepts must be aware of it. Even if you want to become as a good programmer in development aspect or testing aspect, programming knowledge is must. That too, OOPS concepts. Any programming language, OOPS concepts is a basic OOPS concepts is required to work with the Selenium. Okay, now. So here, friends, I will give very clear picture concept in Java concepts, whatever I have discussed right now, and I will give some assignments, references for practicing the programs. Technically, you must be sounds good means not knowing the concepts. You must be also aware of doing the programs also. Okay, now I'll make hands free how to work with programs also while giving the concepts. One more struggle people will face, like concepts, where to do, how to do, when to do. When you come to know, then you start writing the programs. Okay. Yes, when you write the programs, when we run the programs, there is a chance of occurring of runtime errors in a runtime, right? So we would have to diagnose that. We have to diagnose it where exactly the issue was. So most of the people will struggle in seeing here and there who will support us. So don't take anyone's support, friends. It just make friendship with the debugging. Okay. So debugger is one of the where it supposed to debug that your test case steps. Suppose we have 20 lines of 20 sequence lines, one program is there. Suppose in 20 lines, suppose occurred, where it is, what it is, we don't know. So exactly we have to find where it is exactly. Execution only we'll come to know where exactly the issue was. We can troubleshoot easily. So how to debug the scripts also, I will tell you that. So I'll tell you the basic concepts of language, and I'll give some assignments, and I will make you understand how to debug the scripts, step by step, everything. I'll give a very clear picture on it. So once after completion of core Java, automation tool. Of course, we have various automation tools are available in the market, but Selenium has become more popular. So it's a user friendly, and we have so many components, third party tools are which are supported to build Selenium day to day. Yes, let me show you that. Friends, in Selenium is a tool which has some components, Selenium Webdriver, Selenium IDE, and Selenium Grid. Of course, we also have Selenium RC also. RC means remote controller, okay? WebDriver, IDE, Grid, RC. But RC got deprecated, friends. Only the three components are available in Selenium. Selenium WebDriver, Selenium IDE, and Selenium Grid. The first component in Selenium was Selenium IDE. So Selenium IDE, if you want to work with, not required any programming knowledge. What I said, Java, C#, Ruby, no programming knowledge is required when we are working with Selenium components IDE. It's just a record and playback tool. It's just a record and playback tool. Just you record it. Whatever steps you are supposed to be do, before doing that, just start recording and do operations, whatever you want to do. All the statements will be recorded. Then you play it. Record and playback tool. Just record do transaction, stop recording and playback, record and playback too. Not required any programming knowledge. By default, the backend it stores that recorded steps as a HTML format. Okay, na? But this one, this Selenium IDE will be used for pilot process in producing client for instant results. IDE this supports. In case real time, we never use IDE, friends, just for to show the instant results to the client if any new project comes. Okay, as for pilot projects, we prefer as a IDE in saving the time in producing the instant results in showing to the clients. Okay, so and next here what we recorded the statements in one browser may some of the elements may not recorded using Selenium IDE. So these all drawbacks as considered, and they have introduced one more component as Selenium Webdriver. So where if you want to work with the Selenium WebDriver, where we must be aware of any one of these language bindings, any one of language bindings, you must be aware of it. By using any one of the language binding, we are going to be build a Selenium WebDriver scripts. A robust browser-based regression automation suites and tests we can build by using the Selenium WebDriver tool, where IDE will record it only in one browser, execute in one browser, where in WebDriver we can build in one browser, can execute in n number of browsers. That's what if you want to create robust browser-based regression automation suites and tests, then we go with the WebDriver. Developer one browser, WebDriver browser, you can execute in many browsers. Okay, fine. Once you build your Selenium WebDriver scripts, okay, in respect browsers, yes, then the same scripts you are supposed to execute for many platforms, OS, and many browsers. How can we execute the single script in executing in multi-platform OS and multiple browsers parallel with the help of the Selenium Grid component? Okay, na? If you want to scale by distributing and running tests on several missions and manage multiple environments from a central point, making it easy to run, the tests against the vast combination of browsers and operating system, then we have to use the Selenium Grid. So developing your automation scripts using Selenium, we use Selenium WebDriver by using any one of the language binding. That developed automation scripts are distributed in executing in many computers, many operating systems, many browsers with the support of the grid concept. So the approach, the grid, which develops robust browser-based regression automation suites and tests by using grid, it scales and distribute in executing your developed scripts parallelly in many operating systems using grid concepts. For Selenium was, yes, it was WebDriver and okay, na? This combination we use for Selenium. Friends, Selenium is a free, it's an open source. It's not a paid license software, it's an open source. There are so many, some automation tools are there which are paid one, like UFT right now, what we are talking. It's a paid license tool, automation tool. But whereas Selenium is an open source. So it's a non-profitable organization. Selenium was a non-profitable organization, like you and me can contribute any suggestions, any codes, any you want to develop. You can be one of the sponsor level in the Selenium. You can take a membership in a Selenium. There are some various categories of sponsorship levels are there. Suppose you are the company XYZ, you want to sponsor for the Selenium. Yes, be as a part of the Selenium. As a there are some platinum and gold, like these sponsorship levels are there. Be part of that with your company and contribute something for the Selenium, where we can contribute some, we can build some codes, improving day to day the Selenium. Likewise here, there are so many sponsor levels are there. As I said, it's a non-profitable organization. Selenium tool is a non-profitable organization. There are so many levels of sponsors are there. They're sponsoring and they're building that Selenium day to day. Selenium level sponsors. Browser stack. These are the companies. The Selenium. Go down. Want to support the Selenium project? Learn more or view the full list of sponsors. If you click on Learn Selenium level sponsors, we have We have micro focus organization, silver level sponsors. These are the companies listed, and bronze level sponsors. These are the company listed. These are all companies together sponsoring the Selenium to grow. Like your company be listed in this page. Just click on learn more about sponsoring for Selenium. So these are some terms and conditions that are given like here. So if you want to be a sponsor, any one of the category what I shown you, Selenium level sponsors, you have to pay $20,000, platinum level sponsors, $10,000 like this. If your company wants to be part of the Selenium, being as a sponsor, any one of the category base, yes, your wish, you can be the sponsor level for this. Okay. Okay. So let's come back. Yes. So friends, we're getting some noise. Can you please don't mind being a mute? Yes. Kalpana's. Okay, fine. I'm muting you. So fine. So Selenium is a open source tool, free tool, not required to purchase any license. There are so many sponsor levels teams are there. They are sponsoring and building the Selenium day to day. So what are the components available in Selenium means Selenium Webdriver, Selenium IDE, Selenium Grid, and Selenium RC. 4 components are there. RC got deprecated. Only 3 components are there. Where the appropriate combination for Selenium was Selenium WebDriver with the Grid. Using WebDriver, we build a robust browser-based regression automation suites and tester by using Selenium WebDriver. After developing that, we scale and distribute in executing the developed scripts parallelly in many operating systems and many browsers with the support of the Grid. This is the appropriate combination for Selenium. Okay, now? So what are the components? What are the concepts which we cover in the Selenium means? Let's come to the yes, into this document. Yeah, let's have a glance. What concepts we'll be covering? Yes, we see that how to launch various browsers and how to make the browser launching program dynamically, because launching a browser is a common functionality for every test case. So how do we launch various browsers and adding the jars dependencies? Okay, all those things we'll see that. And next, coming to that, option classes and profiles concept, because when we are running your test case through manually means everything, your presence will be there. If any showstoppers comes like notifications, proxy settings, any certificate errors, any information bars, kind of things, anything occurs when you does manually, your intervention will be there. You can handle that. But when everything we are going through automation means, so everything is automation engineer responsibility. If any notifications comes, you must handle through automation. Any certificate errors comes, you must handle with automation. Everything is automation engineer responsibility. So what we can do, we have to take the browser into our control, because what is that? Mm, Information bars, notifications, all these comes through browsers. Certificates, all these comes through browsers. Information bars, all these comes through browsers. Maximizing the browser, all this comes through browsers. Everything needs to be handled through Selenium only on browser, whatever the activities appears when we are running through automation. So in that case, we have to take the browser into our control. We have to vasikarna the browser into our control. So how can we take the browser into our control means by just creating our user-defined browser profiles. While creating our user-defined browser profiles, we can take the browsers into our control. So how do we create a user-defined profiles for Chrome, Firefox? I'll show that. Once we take the browsers into our control using the options class, Chrome options class, Firefox options class, while using that respective browser corresponding options class, we can handle like information bars and maximizing the browsers, disabling information bars, notifications, page load strategies, certificates, proxy settings. Whatever we can does with on browser manually, the same thing we can does with using options class. If you want to necessary settings, first of all, you have to take browser into our control just by creating our user-defined browser profiles. On that user-defined browser profiles using options class, we can do necessary settings. Okay, and next come to the synchronizations. Friends are where you know that scripts will be very fast in execution, where application elements loading will take more time to load that any element. If you are putting the target to do the action, and load time will be very slow. So where there is a chance failure of your script, load time is very slow. So there is some gap is there where our scripts are getting failed. Between your application web elements and your scripts. So where we use some synchronization methods like thread.sleep, implicit wait, explicit wait. So how we can sync that too, we'll see that. And next coming to the locators. Friends, if web application has so many web elements like text box, radio buttons, checkbox, links, drop downs, okay, web tables, web calendars, whatnot. So web application, how do I interact them? How do I interact them? Then how we can interact means same simple example. All the human beings. We want to identify any person. What ends? If we want to identify any person, what will we do? If I want to identify any, tell me. If I want to identify any person, what?
Identification.
Yes. What is the identification? Generally, if I want to call you, what I prefer to approach you, with what reference, with what property I will approach you. Name,
Name.
name, right? Name is one property. Of course, not only name. Every person has some set of properties starting from baby coming from mother womb. First, if any baby comes from the mother womb, what we say, hey, baby is very handsome, very colorish, nails are very length, long, like this we say, and like height, weight, the color, next Aadhaar card number, next Namakarna we do, first name, last name. If he is staying in US means SSL number. If he is eligible for what card, okay, SSL number. Okay, if you're looking as employee means employee ID. All these are properties. All these are the properties for the persons. Of course, based on the situation, we'll use that property. Suppose the person is working as employee. What is the reference to identify that person there to calculate the salaries? If being as employee, I want to calculate salaries.
Employee ID.
Employee is the unique ID for identifying the employees for calculating salaries. We are contexting in elections. What is the identity there to identify you as a citizen of India? When you're contexting, that's a voter card, right? You must be eligible. You
Yes.
must be registered as a voter. You must be a member of, right? Which is like voter card we call it. Suppose you are purchasing any electronic goods. What is the identity there? Aadhaar card number, right?
What?
Aadhaar card. Yes. So, based on situation, we are using the identity. So, every person have identity properties. By using that unique identity properties, we are identifying the particular object. Similar way, in our web application also, we have so many web elements are there. How do we identify the web elements? Every web element have some set of properties like how human being has. ID, name, class name, XPath, CSS, link text, password text, tag name, like this. So many properties are there, attributes. By using these identical properties, we are interacting the web elements. So especially on locators, we'll talk like 6 hours because most of the people will struggle on and working with locators only. And in that, especially XPath, CSS, selectors, how do we write a customizer? 2 days we'll be talking on it. Out of 6 days, out of 6 hours, 4 hours is basic understanding of locators, and rest of 2 hours will be working on writing our own XPaths and own CS selectors dynamically. We'll see some examples also in some applications. Maven project. So this is a build tool. In real time, if any project you want to build we're using some build tools. Of course, we have so many build tools. Ant is there, Maven is there, Gradle is there. Of course, Ant is deprecated. Now, right now, Maven and Gradle, these are the build tools where we can build any projects. So we'll be using the Maven build tool. How can we build our projects? How can we add the dependencies? How can we add the configurations? Okay. How can we run the goals? Okay. How to run your project through Maven build? Okay, na? Through POM XML, all those things will start in the Maven build projects and TestNG framework. Friends, Selenium itself don't have any built-in frameworks, where TestNG is one of the Java-defined framework. TestNG is a Java-defined framework. So using the TestNG framework, we are building our projects. In TestNG, mainly we use the annotations. Before annotations, after annotations, test annotations, listeners, data providers. We have so many annotations are there. Everything we build through annotations, execute through annotations only. Okay, na? So here we'll see that how to create TestNG classes, what annotations takes place, executions. If we have more annotations, if you don't want to execute particular test case, how do we skip it? How do we set up priorities when we are executing the multiple test cases? How to run your test cases parallelly? How to set the test dependencies? How to group the test cases? How to work with the listeners? How to work with the data providers? How to report it using assertion classes, soft assets and hard assets? And we'll do one small pilot project in a TestNG framework. So end-to-end TestNG will be working for 9 hours. Any project will be use the build tool Maven and framework. We never build any programs, any projects. And come to the page object model. Page object model is one applies the pages. See, friends, means in our web application, together pages we call as a one website. Yes or no? How well you organize the pages. Okay. Instead of maintaining complexity in the pages, we make a breakdown the pages. Each page contains some web elements and some operations. Page level web elements and operations we organize in separate Java classes. 10 web pages are there, 10 Java classes. Okay, so all these things you see that, friends. So automating links. So majority of the web elements in your applications, we can find the links. Static links will be there, dynamic links will be there, broken links will be there, hidden links will be there. Okay, na? How do we interact the links? A single link or group of links in a page or specific header portion links, how to interact? All these things one fine day will talk about automating links. And coming to the automating drop downs. Yes, in drop downs where we used to select an option, single option and multi options. How do we select the options in drop down in various approaches? Using by send keys, using by select class, using by JavaScript executors, using by action classes. How do we select various options in drop downs? You'll see that. And coming to the pop-ups. So some of the pop-ups will appear when we are running your scripts, like a security pop-ups, JavaScript pop-ups, HTML pop-ups, Windows pop-ups. Various pop-ups will be occur during executions and stops your executions. How can we handle various types of pop-ups in automation? We'll see that. And come to the actions class. Some of the elements, some of the advanced elements can't be interacted directly with the WebDriver. In that case, we will take a support of the actions class. So here mouse hovering elements, right clicking, double clicking, chain actions, bus, like this kind of advanced elements directly cannot be performed with the WebDriver. Then we'll take a support of the actions class. We'll discuss all those things. And JavaScript executors. How we write a WebDriver scripts using Selenium Webdriver, interacting web elements, how we perform the actions. The same thing we can do with JavaScript. About JavaScript executor, how do we identify the elements, how do we write a scripts in using JavaScript executor also, I will tell you that. And coming to the Windows components, friends, my Selenium will not automate the Windows elements, it only automates the web elements only. Okay, now if any window elements appears during execution of the Selenium using the when we are running web applications, suddenly some Windows elements occurs. How can we handle them? Nothing to worry. So we will have some open source Windows automation tools are there. AutoIT, robotics, like these Windows automation tools are there. By using any one of the free Windows automation tool, we can automate and we can execute it. So here using AutoIT, I'll tell you how to download, how to install, how to write AutoIT code, how to compile the code, how to associate this AutoIT code into the WebDriver script. Everything we will discuss on it. And next come to that automating web tables. So some of the elements will be present inside tables, like static tables, dynamic tables will be there. How do we work with different approaches? And in web tables, we have a calendars, and paginations web tables are there. Pagination web table means one table will be there which contains 10 rows only. If the 10 rows completed, next 11 to 20 has to come. So when I click on next button only, next page will come. Next, in next page one more table comes which is indexing with 11 to 20. That 20 fill the next page I want to go with. If I click on next, 21 to 30 will come like this. Web table paginations. How do we work? Web tables, web calendars, static tables, dynamic web tables. We'll talk about this web table concept. And when we are automating the scripts, so each step requires some test data. Where do we organize the test data? There are various data sources are there. In that respect to data sources, we are going to be organized. From there, we are taking the to the script like log4j, properties files, XML files, Microsoft Excels. These are the various data sources where we use to organize our test data in giving to the test case steps. So only for this all this data management, we'll talk about 7 to 8 hours. And next come to the grid. So if you want to scale and distribute your developed WebDriver scripts parallelly in many operating systems and many browsers, we take support of the grid. In grid, we used to do some configurations like creating the hub and the nodes, and there we pass the desired capabilities. Desired capabilities we are passing, and passing that the hub IP address. Okay, all these things, and we take our scripts to execute parallelly in many operating systems and many browsers. So this is what we're going to be discussed in the Selenium Webdriver Grid. And let's come to the DevOps. So DevOps is a culture which extends so many components like Selenium, how we have. Yes, DevOps has Ant build tool, Maven, Gradle build tools, and CDCA pipeline, Jenkins, and we have a SVN and source control tool as SVN, VSS. Okay, we have so many components are there like Chef, Puppet, Ansible, Dockers, Kubernetes, like this. Micro Focus, like this, so many components together we call as a DevOps as culture, where DevOps will be used by the developers, will be used by the testers, will be used by the integration team, will be used by the deployment team. Almost every sector team will be used by use that DevOps. Where testers, we are mainly focused on the components as Maven build tool and source versioning control tool as GitHub servers and CDCI, Jenkins. These are the three components which we cover in DevOps. And come to that frameworks, we will be covering the TestNG, page object model, data driven, and lastly we do the project. And the benefits you get, you'll get soft copy metal, get soft copy material for Java and Selenium, and recorded videos for 1 year view access, and the source code daily whatever we build, daily whatever we develop the programs for Java, Selenium project, Every source code I will commit in GitHub server, which is a server, which is repository where everyone can access that code which is available in GitHub server. Source code will share through GitHub server on daily basis. So source code will be shared through GitHub server. So daily, whatever programs I build in front of you, I will commit it in a GitHub server and I will share it to everyone. So that is one of the source for you to practice it. And recorded videos will be having for 1 year you access and soft copy material for Java and Selenium will be shared to that. And the course duration will be 0.5 months for code content course, core Java, Selenium, DevOps framework project will take 2.5 months, and the daily Monday to Friday will be the sessions goes on, and occasionally I will take on weekends also, only for this Grid, the Maven, GitHub server, Jenkins, because these are the configurations where I will not do in my system. I will take any one of you screen share. I will make to happen in your system hands on. You will do that. I will explain from my end. So that's what a grid, if I talk about grid means it will take 4 hours to complete the grid concept. So one day I can't complete in 1 hour, right? And also time will be dragged. That's why only on weekends, out of 2.5 months, 4 weekends I will take to complete this Maven setup, GitHub setup. I will take 6 hours. Jenkins I will take for 6 to 7 hours like this. That's what I'll take 4 weekends to complete these selected concepts like Grid, Maven, GitHub, or Jenkins. But remaining all the concepts I'll take regularly Monday to Friday, like 2.5 months. I hope everyone understood what is
Yes,
my
sir.
intention, right?
Uh, Excuse me, sir. When we start this batches?
From tomorrow only. Just today?
From tomorrow only.
Yes, from tomorrow
Okay.
we're going to be start the regular classes.
And what's the time?
Timing will be same, 8 to 9.
Okay. 8 to 9 at morning.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And fees, sir?
Fee will be 4,000.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Then.
Okay.
And sir, other are also taking means API testing and mobile testing.
No, this is purely functional automation testing, core Java, Selenium, DevOps,
Okay.
frameworks, and project. So if it is API means that's again 45 days course, that's separate. Okay, if it is you're talking about AP, you're talking is this a 2 months of course it was. Mobile testing is a 45 course. Database also 45 days course. Manual testing is 1 month course. Like this. Okay, some people will take, we say like as a combo. We'll do all those things within 3 months like this. Don't trust that kind of
No, no.
yeah.
I ask you means you take that also in
No, no, no.
separate.
I no, 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 no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
my
Okay, sir. Then.
after completion of that functional automation testing, my suggestion is you will take one more tool like either mobile testing or API testing. That will make value advantage for your resume.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
But everything is the basis of functional automation testing Selenium only. Even to work with the mobile automation, even to work with API web services, the base will be the Selenium functional automation tool only.
Okay, sir.
Excuse
Thank
me, sir.
you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
I have joined a bit late. Can you provide your contact number?
You will get the recordings. You will get the recordings. Today we had a demo session. So all end-to-end what I'm covering for your batch, everything I've given.
Yeah, I have joined this demo session a bit late. Can you provide
That's why
your
I'm saying
contact so that we will
no,
reach
sir.
you direct?
No, sir.
No.
Contact will not be provided. Management will be reaching you directly. So you'll be getting contact through mail only with me. Okay. Once you have done the payments, you'll be contacting through my mail IDs. So every recordings will be come from me only.
Not
Okay,
that. Not just to discuss all of course and all.
yeah, yeah. Everything you'll be get the recording. Okay. You'll be get the recording, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, for automation testing, how much is the fees course, sir?
4,000.
4,000. If combined with manual,
Manual will be teach by other person, not by me.
okay.
It's given
Total
with
of 2.5 months course for automation
yes.
testing.
Complete core Java, Selenium, DevOps, framework, and project end to end.
Okay. I need only Selenium with testing, sir. So
That's
Selenium
fine.
with Java
Selenium
and
only.
automation.
Selenium with Java only. See, DevOps is part of Selenium, sir. Don't treat like this is separate tool. DevOps is part of.
Okay.
Without frameworks, we
Okay.
cannot build your programs. And lastly, we do the project for you, how you are building the project. Everything is a package, sir. Is nothing is different tools we are giving, sir. It's all is built in. There is no
Okay,
excuse.
these all five things come under
Selenium only.
automation testing.
Yes, see,
Selenium
DevOps
with
will be
Java.
used by developers, will be used by testers, deployment team. Okay.
Okay.
Every person using is DevOps. Here in the testers, we'll be involving in DevOps as Maven build tool, GitHub distributed server, Jenkins as CI pipeline. These components will be used in the DevOps for Selenium.
Okay.
Where Grid is a setup, which is component of Selenium. Once you build your programs using WebDriver, we scale and distribute in executing your developed scripts parallelly in many operating system and many browser with the support of Grid. Okay, na?
Offline videos will be available for this, sir. If you miss the class.
Yes, you'll be getting the recorded videos for 1 year view access.
1 year access.
Okay, batch. Okay.
When will be?
Excuse me, sir.
Sorry.
When will
Yes,
the
yes,
main?
you go ahead.
When will be the main session will start, sir? This is the
From
demo.
tomorrow.
No?
From tomorrow.
From tomorrow onwards.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, how to pay you? Any?
Management will reach you, madam. Management will be communicating you through mail. They'll call you personally also and to them. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay then. And sir, how to join daily basis, because this is a very lengthy process.
Yes, this is the link for 1 week is going to be work. After 1 week, the link is going to be changed. We'll get the update from the management of change of link. Okay, nothing to worry. And you register before you join with your mail ID and your name and your phone number. Management will personally contact you. Will inform you all the updates regarding the payments and regarding the any link changes. Everything they will be communicating with you. Okay, na?
Any certification will be there at the end of this
Yes,
course?
course completion certificate. If you request for the management, they'll be providing you. But any institutes giving the course completion certificate, it doesn't make any value also. Just the people satisfaction. That's it. As I believe, I'm saying that. Okay.
Okay.
There'll be no value for the certificate if any institutes are providing. Okay. Honest, I'm saying that. So many people will be asking like this: will you provide certificate? No use of the certificate. Okay. If you want, the management will be providing you. Not issue for that. Okay. Just a contact management.
So and I'm now working, so I want to change my career in automation. So can I give experience of that, means suppose after completion of this course?
Sorry.
Means I'm now working on manual testing, so I want to change my career in automation.
Okay.
So means so I give that experience for this course.
Not required. You can put your manual testing as just put like you work for how many years? 6 years you have been in this testing, right?
No. I have 2 year experience in manual.
No issues. You can put like 2 months as manual testing, 1.5 year as automation. That's it. Kind of close. Genuine company you have. Okay. No need to go for extra certificate also, right? You have genuine experience for 2 years. You better keep. You worked as automation engineer for 2 years. Otherwise, 6 months for manual testing. See, nowadays there is no matter of manual testing automation. You are as a automation engineer. That's it. All is
Okay.
all. Earlier, the people manual testing separate team, automation separate team, performance separate team, like this it was there. Nowadays not like that. All rounder, one person works for n number of tools. Okay, na?
Okay.
You work for manual, you work for automation past 2 years. Nothing matters. It's a genuine, right? Genuine.
No. When they called, they asked now what is the relevant experience in automation. That's why I asked.
Then you can put like starting my join for manual testing. Later I was trained and I was shifted to the automation. Past 1.5 years. We can keep that, not an issue.
Oh yeah. Okay, thank you.
Enough. Yeah. Nothing matters. So and one more thing.
And so only one batch is there, 8 to 9.
Sorry.
Means morning batch is there only, not that evening batch.
No, madam. No evening batch right now. Currently, only the morning batch we have.
Okay, no problem then.
Okay. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay, friends. If we don't have any queries, we are good to stop for today. Shall I?
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, friends. Great day. Yes.
Tomorrow at what time can you start the session, sir?
Same timing, 8 to 9. 8 to 9. We started the session 8. Of course, I'm having some technical issues. I joined a little bit 15 minutes late, I guess, myself, because some technical issue I faced. Management has helped me to solve that problem. So sharp 8 means 8:05. By 8:05 going to be start. I start meeting by 8 o'clock. The exact class will start on 8:05.
Tomorrow only for paid persons.
Yeah, first 2-3 class will be free only. Third class you have to pay the fees. Okay.
That means tomorrow will be third class, sir.
Today's first class, sir.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, actually, what has happened is like since I'm working now and the new project I've been assigned, and for that I'm learning for this course. And in case if I get some error or if I need some help support, can I contact you?
Madam, I will tell you. So if anybody wants any job supports, I can refer some other persons. Okay.
Okay.
Have any issues? Okay. I will give some reference number. You can contact them. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So how many of you freshers? How many are working employees?
I am working.
You're working employee. Okay, so yeah, fine. So working as a manual tester?
Yes, sir. Most is manual.
Okay. What about others? Everyone is fresher or anybody is working employee? No issues. No worries. So friends, introduce myself. My name is Ravi Kanth Lella. I'm your senior mentor. So I was giving you a course for a complete package for Selenium automation, like Java, Selenium, DevOps, framework, and project. End to end, I was going to deliver for you batch. So most of the people will have a question, who can take this course? Who can take this course? Selenium automation. Yes, the people who are freshers, the people who are experienced, the people who are non-IT. Yes, any kind of people are eligible for to take this course. Okay. And next question is, what is the prerequisite to take the Selenium automation? Yes, some programming knowledge is required for to take this Selenium automation. Yes, what kind of languages the Selenium supports means it supports Java, C#, Ruby, Python, R language, Dart, Scala, PHP, okay, what is that? R language, Dart language, Scala, PHP, Go programming, Haskell, etc. Many more languages are supported to work with the Selenium tool. Selenium is a tool which associated with some languages. Any one of language you prefer to develop your using Selenium automation tool. So as this course is designed for Java with the Selenium. So we go first with the core Java.
Hello, ma'am. Aiden, actually,
Selenium
Aiden,
Chore.
yesterday night he
Friends,
got
we're
it.
getting some disturbance. Kindly, can you please
So
be?
actually, he has studied for the unit test. Can he write the unit test and come back? Not in the classroom, at least in the office.
Okay, fine. Core Java and Selenium and DevOps and framework and project. So these things we are covering for our course. So first we'll start with core Java, because if you want to become as a good programmer, you want to become as a good automation engineer, you must be technically sounds good. Technical in the sense, what language you are using to build your automation scripts, that language you must be perfect in that. So I can show you the official website for Selenium will be the selenium.dev is an official website.